Welcome to another episode, everyone. Blacc Sam, Nipsey Hussle's brother. He sits down for an interview for one of the first times. And he's speaking on who I believe to be Big U, saying that he had orchestrated a smear campaign against Nipsey Hussle when he passed away. But now that it's all coming back on Big U, he has a lot to say. He sat down with P. Nice from the P. Nice Show, created players, and they spoke here for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm just gonna play some of this for you. He had a lot to say. I didn't see the whole interview, but I remember from the interview that he did with Big Boy, Blacc Sam, he's still in a lot of pain over his brother, as we all can imagine. This was his brother, but let's get into it.
Different things. My brother met his daughter's mother in that parking lot, and we end up buying the parking lot.
So much history there.
So much history, man, that it's just, an honor that the city and the people would even make something like this possible. To name this section Nipsey Hussle Square, man, I can't even explain how it feels to me. And the family, and I know for sure Hussle would just be honored and appreciative. And I think, like I tell everybody, just his goal was to inspire people. And having that corner named Nipsey Hussle Square is inspirational for anybody that come from that area and areas that are similar, just gangbanging in general, to come up and have to go through what, people had to go through, and to be Grammy nominated and to open businesses and employ so many people in that area, and be intentional about it also, because it was so many times going through hood politics and going through shit with the police, being, they public enemy number one, they blitzing us. It's like, bro, we need to open up somewhere else. And he like, nah, we're gonna open this first store on Crenshaw and Slauson. I don't care. We open this here. Cause I gotta show people,
It could be
this
done.
has to be open here and it can be done, and I'm gonna get people to come here. And the fact that was in his.
Yeah, man, that's, it's tough. It's tough. That's hurtful, because as Blacc Sam here is saying, and Blacc Sam, I've always found him to be smart, calm, in control of himself and his emotions, as we can see here, but clearly in a lot of pain. Clearly in a lot of pain over his brother's death, bro. They were very close, and and it pains me to see the pain that he is in, and I'm sure that, the rest of the family. It's tough. It's a very tough situation. But Nipsey does live on, and a lot of people do still love and respect Nipsey, as he's about to talk about.
Heart, because he wanted to inspire people. Just having that name in that.
But I was going to say that they're getting blitzed to the point that Blacc Sam is saying, man, maybe we should just open up shop somewhere else, because he said hood politics, so people over there pressing Nipsey, they want to cut whatever the situation is. Check in, whatever. You don't run nothing over here. Yeah, you Nipsey, but I'm such and such. They got the hood politics going on over there. People hating on Nipsey or whatever, let's say. And then, as Blacc Sam said, the police are blitzing them. They don't want them to open up shop over there. But to the point that even Blacc Sam said, man, maybe we should open up shop somewhere else, man. This shit is too much over here. These dudes over here tripping. Police over here, trying to help out the community. We trying to do this. Trying to show people the right way. And we got to go through all this just to open up a business in our own community. Yet everyone else can come over here and open up a business. But we got to go through all this. Let's just do it somewhere else. And Nipsey was so for the people that he was hell-bent on opening it up right there on Crenshaw and Slauson. Said, no, the first one going to have to be right here so I can show the people that it can be done. I can show the people I haven't got bougie. I haven't went Hollywood. having got a little money and went over here to Hollywood and opened up a business. I'm right here in the hood. This is what he was doing. This was his point. And then look what ended up happening, though. You know, Nipsey really should have been protected at all costs, should have been deified and canonized in his hood. And this really should have never transpired. And this is why some people, many people, most people get out of the hood. Try to stand around, you're trying to help out. And then the same hood that you care about so much and that you're trying to help people get out of and show them the way kills you.
In that section named after his name is inspirational. Right. And that was the main thing. That was his goal. You know, as many times, and I say this in a lot of interviews too, but I had to say it as many times, I'm like, bro, we gotta get this money. You know, he like, bro, listen, we're gonna get the money, bro. Like, man, he like, we gonna get the money. The money is gonna come, bro. My shit gotta be inspirational. Right. My shit is bigger than that. The money, we gonna make the money, and I'm like, all right, you're right. Right. So, it is. It's bigger. It's bigger than anything. It's bigger than the success, Marathon Burger, clothing, all that can go with the snap of a finger. Yeah. You know, but the inspiration that bro provided and still provides, and the street being named after him, is forever. And for his kids too, man. My niece and my nephew, for them to be able to say that the street was named after their father, means everything to me. Yeah.
So does it feel like closure or responsibility?
Man, you know, it's no closure, man. For you know, it's so many different emotions. Mm-hmm. You know, with my brother and what happened. So, not to be talking crazy, but it's like, for me, it's certain things that need to happen for me to put my checklist. And this is not one of them. This is, I feel respect and honored and appreciative that the city, you know, councilmen and people just, you know, want to bestow that honor upon bro. Mm. But you know, it's a lot. It's still a lot that it's still an obligation for people that really love bro, and that's really, as I would say, tripping about bro. Yeah. Just on some street shit, like it's you know, but it's step by step, you know, step by step, and just the first thing is put some respect and make sure that our demonstration is being felt. For me, it's very important. And I feel little by little, you know, we're getting there. Without speaking about too much, it's a lot of goofy things and goofy people on the internet and people that were saying different things. And it's like, for me, I'm sitting in the back like, man, I hope the people know that it's people from the section that is tripping over, bro. It's people from even from our area, from the 30s to the 100s and other hoods too. But definitely like, hold on, man, we don't get it misconstrued.
Yeah, ain't nobody happy about that.
Yeah, man, and don't get it to where it's like people ain't tripping about it. Right. And so not to be all over.
Feel like it was a point in time where you had to prove to the world that niggas was tripping about them?
Yeah, I think for sure. And I don't do a lot of interviews, but it was a time that I was like, man, I'm calling. I'm like, man, I'm about to just go on an interview run. And that's not the right thing to do, but it was like, man, somebody gotta this is a mockery. Like this is, but it was for me, it was a controlled smear campaign. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people won't know that, but I know what's going on, and so I'm just watching it like, but what's done in the dark will always come to the light. Yeah. And you reap what you sow. Yeah. You know, a lot of people smear campaigns that they were trying to control narratives or do things, whether it was from jealousy or power play or whatever, turned on them and bit them in the ass. Mm-hmm. And so I think you can't dim a light as powerful and as strong as hustles. Right. And just step by step, us being focused on positivity and progress. You know, the pieces are falling in place. Pieces like this, Marathon Burger, you know, them dedicating that section.
Yeah, I mean, Nipsey Hussle's light has not been dimmed, and he said a mouthful there. He had a lot to say there. If we're keeping up and understanding what he just said, essentially the interviewer, P. Nice asked Blacc Sam, is this closure? Is it over for you? And he said, basically, we're far from that. There will not be any closure. I cannot check this off. I cannot say, okay, I feel okay about this, or I feel like my brother has been avenged until certain things happen, he said. Some things have to happen first for the dudes who care about him, for the dudes that's tripping. Certain things need to happen. Now, we can all imagine what he's talking about. I don't even want to get into that or surmise. You heard it yourself. You make up your mind as to what he meant by that. And he said that he was real careful with his words. You can see he's thinking before he even speaks. He's choosing his words carefully. He doesn't want to say too much. As he said, he wanted to get on the internet, or he had a mind to get on the internet and just expose everything, just say some stuff and go on interview after interview. But he said, no, that's not the right thing to do. He was able to compose himself and not go that route. But he felt like there was a smear campaign orchestrated against Nipsey Hussle, against his brother. He says, people that know, you know, it's like, he said, I know what's going on. I knew what was going on. I see the narrative people putting out there, putting a smear campaign out there on my brother. I saw what was going on. I know what's going on. And basically, they're not putting any respect on my brother's name. And he wants people to know that there are people that are tripping about my brother. There are people that are tripping about Nipsey Hussle, from the 30s to the 100s in different hoods that are tripping. You know, people that, you know, obviously he's talked to that's like, you know, we gonna handle that. We waiting on an opportunity to take care of that. Like, it's not over. Like, you know, the internet putting it out there, or certain individuals are putting it out there as if, you know, my brother meant nothing. Like, they're bigger than him and this, that, and the other. No, it's people that are out there tripping on my brother. And that's one of his main issues, is that he feel like individuals, or at least certain individuals, are not putting enough respect on his brother's name deliberately, that it's a smear campaign by these individuals. And then he went on to say, as we heard, that the individual who was doing this smear campaign or whatever, orchestrating this smear campaign, it came back to bite him or them in the ass. This is what he just said. You heard it. They came back to bite them in the ass. What was he talking about then?
My brother's name, us revamping the parking lot and turning that into the Neighborhood Nip Foundation.
Yeah.
Being able to put things in the area that meant something to Hustle, to pour back into the kids that grow up in that area, I think is just is what needed to be done, and I think is the mission.
Okay. So, due to the fact that y'all got so much history in that parking lot, Crenshaw and Slauson.
Yep.
That's where you open up the store at. You feel me?
Right.
It's globally known. But how do you feel about all that history there, and it's the same spot where your brother met his demise, man?
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard for me to, you know, go there. A lot of people ask, are you gonna bring the store back? And absolutely cannot open a clothing store at that location. But I think it's divine, and it's like Hustle. I don't know. It's like, bro, put his heart and soul in that parking lot. So what do you do? I think Neighborhood Nip Foundation and making it accessible, having his name on that building, and having a studio there accessible to the kids, having the street named after him, I think is really the only thing that makes me feel a little bit like, you know, this is bro. This is He put us all into this, and you know, the section should always be remembered for bro. But yeah, it's really hard, man. It's up until that, man, we had so many good memories in that parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just feeling like undefeated, like
Yeah.
feeling like we cannot be touched, like laughing and joking and like this us high fiving. That's after some crazy shit, and then Hustle coming and talking shit like what these niggas thought in this week.
Yeah.
Multiple of wins. So even for me, man, it's hard for me to even understand, and I thought for sure nothing could happen, especially the bro, especially right there. So I still don't understand it, but that's the thing, man. In life, man, you gotta just understand this is not for, you know, a human understanding. You know what I mean? It's got to be some bigger thing, and that's what that taught me. And you don't know. You think you know, but you do not know.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Emotional, man. This is an emotional interview, bro. Really emotional. Wow. Lost his brother. You can see how it still affects him. I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's been some years, obviously, but this is going to be for a lifetime. He's going to feel this pain. I feel his pain, man. I feel it, like, for real. It's tough. It's a tough situation, as you can all imagine. As he said, he still doesn't understand it. That it never should have happened, and it never should have happened right there, he's saying. We all have to read between the lines. He said he should have been protected. He should have been protected right there in his own hood. He should have been protected. How did this happen? He said, I still don't understand it. And obviously he still wants something to be done about it. He wants the score to be even in some way. And he's saying he won't be okay with the situation until that happens. We heard that. Wow.
That's deep.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna ask you one more question about that situation. Without saying too much, just say yes, just in or out.
Right.
Man, when I think about it, I just can't imagine, bro. Jeez, man. Can you imagine seeing your brother killed like that? Although you may not have been there, or he was not there in the flesh, in person, but he's seen the videotape, as we all have. You gotta live with that for the rest of his life. See, I can only imagine, man, what would I feel like if that was my brother right there? With some dude standing over him, shooting him for the whole world to see. I'm seeing my brother's last moments on earth, his last breath. Dude sitting there, then he kicks him, kicking him all in the face, kicking my little brother in the face. He shot him dead, and my brother sitting there just dead. And I see this shit. Yeah. He's holding up pretty good, man.
The nigga who did it to your brother, would you rather him went to jail or stayed on the streets?
I think you know that, bro. You know that answer, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, you asked it, so it's like a nigga has to answer that question, because I
All you
hope,
gotta do is say streets. That's it.
I
You ain't gotta go into detail.
I'm gonna go into detail just because I would hope people know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Like if like me, I'm 1000% wish the man was still out here,
Right.
because the nigga would have been X'd out.
Yeah.
But whether a nigga gotta go solo,
Right.
broad day, and go sit down and do all day, that'd have been the best time I could do in my life. I'm waking up every day. People ask me, would you have changed the decision? No, 1000%. Right. So I wish the man was out. I wish he was not in jail, and that saved his life.
Yeah.
1000%, man. And I honestly feel like it's it's hundreds and hundreds of people that love hustle from the area, from our unit.
Yeah, they not going for it.
It would, and one thing I always say, man, I feel like this, what was going through this guy's head? Did you feel like he was about to be? Did you feel I have no? And then you turn yourself into a nutty house when you figure it out. Oh, nah, bro, you better not. You it's a APB out,
Yeah.
and everybody is not coming in until we figure it out.
Right.
So, that was the energy, man. Definitely wish, nigga don't fuck with the police and don't fuck with none of that. And obviously, different people from different situations do, like mothers and sisters and aunts from all type of. And I'm not going against how they feel. That's just how I feel and how we feel. Like definitely, jail is not what we wanted for that situation.
100%.
Yeah.
So due to the fact that the sign, Nipsey Hussle Square, is about to come, does it bring, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but this is for the viewers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The sign is great. You know what I mean? It's an honor. But does it bring back a lot of pain?
I think for me, the pain is, man, it's like that's my bro. I like shared bunk beds with him. Like the pain is, man, it's just like anytime I hear the music, anytime I wake up, it's there. So it doesn't bring back, cause for me it never left. It's just every day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an honor, and I feel so much respect that bro has his name there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right,
that
Right. And as he said, that he feels the pain every day. The picture or what have you is not going to remind him of the pain. He feels it when he hears his music. Anything. Every morning that he wakes up, he said he feels this pain. I see it. I've seen it he hasn't smiled one time, bro, in his interview that I can remember. He didn't smile one time in a Big Boy interview. This man is in a lot of pain, bro. I haven't seen him smile. Years later, he's in a lot. He still don't understand what happened to his brother, or why it happened, how this was allowed to happen. You just heard him say that clearly he wished the dude did not go to jail. He wished he could have got his hands on him. He took care of him in broad daylight and went to prison for the rest of his life and been okay with that, been happy. He wants this taken care of. He wants to avenge his brother's death. It's not going to bring back his brother, of course. We all know this, but can't tell this man how to feel. I'm pretty sure that, as he said, if I would have had to went solo, this dude would have been done. But as he knows, he wouldn't have had to went solo. As he said, hundreds of people from Nipsey's section would have took care of this. Hundreds of them had a lot of love for him, and if old boy would have still been out, they'd have took care of it. I wouldn't have had to do it, but I would have did it. So he just said plainly that old boy going to jail saved his life. That's what we just heard him say. I'm gonna end it there. As I said, they went on for some time, hour and nearly 2 hours. Man, shout out to Blacc Sam. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. He's clearly going through a lot. So is his family. As he said, he shared a bunk bed with his brother. They grew up together. They had a tight bond. And he's clearly has not gotten over it, and I'm sure will never get over this, man. He just looks sad. I'm sure he's not moping around all day, every day. I'm sure he has his moments, with his family, his kids, his mother, whatever, where he can let this go and try to live life, but you can see he carries a lot of weight with him every day. Every day. I can only imagine seeing that, play out on video. Horrible. Stay safe. Well, he said what he had to say. Again, Again, I believe he's talking about Big U. I mean, what was he talking about? He orchestrated a smear campaign against Nipsey, but that now he's paying the piper. Stay safe and stay free, people.